Alright, I'm gonna drop the act and just get right into it.
No, unacceptable.
Okay, so. Alrighty. Oodly. Let's borrow red again. At some point, I'll probably have to have, like, a Discord for going live. I don't want to manage that shit. It sounds like a hassle. But, okay. So, I guess, for starters, let's show off what I have first. So this is the original. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. It's a little loud. But this is the original draft of the manga that I was, the one-shot, the doujin, whatever we're calling it at this fucking point, that I was working on. I got somewhat far. I did get to the name stage for the most part. There's a couple things I clearly didn't solve here. That looks weird. The way I centered Japan. Although I like that frame. I'll probably keep that frame. But I guess I'll just walk you through it. So the main character is sitting in his car, watching like how to draw videos from Japan, which is the thing that I've done because the character is very much modeled after my own experience. You know, he starts, it kind of monologue introduces himself here. This was a page I got pretty decently far on. Without reference, this background is going to be fucking really hard to draw. But I think the character looks decent, I guess. And then this little section right here, other than this drawing being terrible because it's based on a drawing that is terrible, like, I don't know what the fuck happened with, like, her arm, or, like, this cat cyborg ear that doesn't look like a cyborg ear. This DVD cover, I was actually pretty decently proud of. I do believe I did the whole thing for that. And then there's a Gunpla that I just LT converted. There's a backwards Game Boy. You know, copyright compliant.
A man has
Then we had like a disc. You know, a book being frayed. You know, I was pretty happy with this so far. I think this does a good job of introducing the character's main goal in a single page. But he gets out of the car, walks into the store. The main heroine is here. They have a brief interaction. He gets stuck at the register, and that's when he starts doodling on something / daydreaming about some of the problems with trying to quote-unquote be a manga artist outside of Japan. I'm probably gonna redo that. I was gonna draw Miku here. There's a lot more of this that isn't being shown that I did. Let's see. Okay, that was the not LT convert, but I played around. There's this one scene in the Mega Man Battle Network manga that I really liked. It was kind of like showing how the internet has connected all points of the world. And I was, you know, just playing around with backgrounds and stuff. Although most of these kind of suck. Like, that's pretty bad. It's very jarring to look at. So, I think I'm just gonna completely change this panel anyways. But, you know, moving along, you know, there's a definition of, I'll zoom in a little bit so we can see better, the definition of manga versus, you know, how it's defined here in America. You know, he's drawing and writing and thinking about, like, the ways that Japanese people get like become manga artists, and how he's kind of disconnected from all that despite, you know, being a fan of the medium and, you know, experiencing it. This is going to be the interesting part for this, because I've always kind of, like, not really cared, like pretty much anyone who's a fan of anime and manga really doesn't always, you know, generally when someone is setting out to make one of those things but they're not Japanese, like, it always kind of, like, falls flat. It's never really appreciated for a lot of different, like, OEL is a term I've heard thrown around a lot. I would never ever be caught dead reading one of those. I don't know, like, so I have to represent that somehow, which is ironic because this technically is an OEL doujin, technically, even though I fucking hate that. But, you know, I have to represent the things I don't like about, like, imitation, we'll call it, anime and manga, in a panel. And then the thing that's really going to be interesting is going to show how, you know, China and Korea have, like, manhwa and manhwa. I'll have to actually, like, kind of look at those. Even though I don't really read them because I don't care. Like, I've never ever had an interest to check out anything Korean or Chinese. Generally. But that'll be a very, very interesting challenge. I mean, a lot of these drawings kind of suck because they're just... they're meant to show off the... sorry, I've got... my throat's acting up. But they're meant to show off the... they're kind of meant to show off just the positioning of stuff. And admittedly, I didn't do a very good job of that either. But, you know, going into, like, you know, obviously you would want to learn manga from people that make manga. You know, it's like learning a language. You would want to learn from people that talk that language, like our native speaker. And then this is, you know, it's funny, this kind of came up in discussion today during the Gunpla build. This a little bit of apprehension about just dropping everything and moving to Japan, and how that's, like, incredibly unrealistic without some kind of plan or game plan, which is funny because this character is Japanese. She's like a half human, half fox spirit character who came to work in the States. But she also came because, you know, because of her family connections, and they both work at this store. The Konkonbini was meant to be the like a location in this story. It wasn't always my YouTube channel. As you can see right here, a Japanese import store. I'm probably gonna change some of that dialogue. But moving back down along, obviously going back to American college is bad. I want to change that. I might change that to like a student loan page, although they did just shut down federal student loans. They did just stop offering them straight up. Which I don't fucking blame the government for that. They shouldn't be doing that in the first place. And I'm someone who went to college and paid student loans. But that's, you know, neither here nor there. Finding tutors has been tough. It can be tough. Especially one that is going to align with what you want to get out of language learning, which is also my problem with art. Because not only if you have an art tutor, they kind of have to make art the way you want to make art. Otherwise, you're not going to get the full experience out of both of them. You know, like you're like, if this was a problem I had with another tutor. She was very nice. I liked her a lot. She was really expensive though. I had to stop. This was when I was still renting, and I needed to devote a lot of time into looking for a house, because this was right when it was really bad, but interest rates were still really low, so it was kind of like a now or never situation. And I got very lucky and I found this place, but the trade-off was I had to give up my Japanese tutorship. But she was very expensive, and she also kind of just didn't get what I was trying to do. So I think in general this page is all right. This kind of this is a good one, a good page. This idea of like you know, the idea that he's small in the page and kind of surrounded by all this stuff, this sense of loneliness, I think is good, and longing. Although I might change the angle. Clip Studio now has like primitives in it, so there's a lot more let's see. Character parts, character texture. Oh, please tell me. Yes, primitives. They have a bunch of primitives now in Clip Studio, so it'll be fun to play around with those, but like designing scenes is going to be a lot more interesting. And then we got like, I was going to do a Detective Conan reference here with like the, you know, where like Conan will have like a smug face where he's like thinking to himself. Then the character interaction starts again. He realizes he was drawing her in like a compromising pose while he was bugging out. And then she wants to see the drawing, because a lot of people get excited when you see other people's drawings and stuff. There's like a funny haha like lesson, like she's not concerned about that at all. Then she is about to hit him. Oh, you can't see it in this picture. I'll have to redo that. But she's building in this earlier panel here, she's building a display, like a retailer display that if you've worked retail, they'll have displays that go out on the floor and people buy products from. Sometimes they're just boxes stacked on top of one another. But she didn't want to do it because she was kind of being, you know, she saved it for him. And she's supposed to be building it, and it's supposed to be like towering over her, like she stacked it way too high. Because what will happen is she's gonna hit it and it's gonna fall over. He's gonna like spear this is kind of hard to see. I think this would only really make sense to me, but you can kind of make it out like she's looking back at the boxes while they're falling. You know, she might get hit. It's really bad. You don't want to have boxes fall on you. Even if they're light or not, you can get hurt pretty bad. If it hits you just right. That was one of the things I did in retail. I did everything at my job because the store I worked at, was very famously short-staffed. Like our whole thing was we would it was a store that's whose name shall not be fully mentioned, but Dollar is part of it. And it wasn't Dollar General. So but our whole thing was we would run skeleton crews essentially. It would usually be a manager and a person depending on the time of day. Sometimes shifts would overlap and stuff. Sometimes oh god, I just remembered I had one recently. I still have dreams. You know how you have the dream where it's like you didn't graduate high school? I have dreams like that, except it's I didn't quit my job. At the air quotes retail job that I worked at. So like I'll be like working at my main job while I'm working. It's so weird how stuff like that sort of happens. Anxiety, stress sometimes can really get to you. But obviously the boxes are falling over. The main character tackles her to save her. He saves her with the bottles kind of crashing, and the idea is that she'll be looking back at the stuff falling over in this scene, although I'm probably going to change that framing. And then because of the way he tackled her in this draft, she falls on his head, and then it's the Squidward meme, and that's the end. That's the end of the thing, and then there's some other stuff here. But that's pretty much what I had for the longest time. Now I have to work on the name a bit, and I have to work on a lot. This car thing was completely composed in this program. This isn't based on any reference. This is just an image. That's literally just Saito Naoki. I might change that to be more like a cartoon. I was playing around with LT conversion, and this doesn't look very good. Personally, I'd like to adjust that, but we're not going to be doing much of that today. Oh, excuse me, I'm a little nauseous all of a sudden. Ugh. Ooh, got a little lightheaded there from the way I was talking and stuff. Man, this surgery still, I mean, I don't mean to keep going on and on about it, but this surgery really kind of messed with me a little bit. I'm still dealing with some of the side effects, but we're not going to be working on the name today, because particularly in the transition from this scene at the register to this, it doesn't make a ton of physical sense. The distance he's covering and the location of all of this happening. Granted, I didn't do this very far. Obviously, these are just like chicken shit scribbles. Oh God, sorry. But man, my apologies. Holy shit. I need some water. Ooh. Okay, but today I might have to get quiet for a minute. Talking is kind of making me a little nauseous. But today, I have decided to remedy that situation to make a map of the Concombini. So, as you could tell from the title, man, I'm really sorry. I don't know what the fuck just happened. I am so nauseous all of a sudden. Oh no. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm gonna make a map and I'm gonna stop talking and hopefully I'll get better in a few minutes. I might have to go get stuff on the other screen too, so I apologize. It might be a little bland. Right now I'm just looking at pictures of some of the local Japanese market stuff. Damn, man. I'm feeling a little bit better, but I don't know what the fuck happened. I won't let me download this picture. Sorry. You know what? Fuck you. We have our ways. Let's see if they do the thing like on, can you walk around in the inside? Aw. It's like a little... Sorry, little child, but and then I also, I have some photos as well that I personally took, but they must have really remodeled that area because that looks way different than it looks when I was in there. Ooh, I like this. This could be because the idea is that, like, okay, when you're in a retail situation like this, specialty stores popping up in like strip malls and stuff, usually it's like retrofitted into another location, like it was like something else was there before. Video, not good. Bad, sorry. That caught me off guard as well. But I also had some issues determining what I wanted the the thing was that would fall over, that she stacked up, and I kind of went to this market to kind of scout that out. Like, what sort of thing would you find in this area that could be easy to fall over? And I think I got a good idea of what I wanted that to be. I think it's gonna be something like a Calpis water. Calpico. Oddly enough, what I don't know is Calpis a brand or is it a flavor? It looks like it's just a flavor. Of course, when I look up case, oh shit, here we go. Of course, it's a fucking eBay link. That, no. Come on. What I need to know is if there's a case that says, like what does it say to, like, how high to... Ooh, yes. Oh man, they took pictures of everything. I'm so happy. Because one of the jokes that I'm planning to have is that she stacked it super high because she can't read. English. But then, you know, the main character apologizes for yelling at her about it. And the final panel is going to be... she's hoping he doesn't see that it's clearly like it's clearly written in Japanese, don't stack more than a certain amount high, and she was just being dumb. But that's good. At least I have an idea of what it looks like now. But generally, the rule of thumb with stacking cases is you're not supposed to stack it more than the height of a person. Like, it should never be taller than a person. An average sized person, mind you. Like, usually 3 to 4 cases is pretty solid. Okay, well, let's actually start with the I'm thinking, do I want to like look at other grocery? I think rather than try to focus on the design of what it is, I think we should just focus on the layout. So originally I had this little entrance exit thing here. I think I'm gonna flip that around and have that be out front, kind of like a little entrance and exit way. And then we'll have a little wall here. And then we'll have, oops. Although that might change the way I draw the thing if I have like a little area here. Because if we look at our reference here, it's not that way. Like, that entrance and exit just very clearly goes out. So maybe this, like, entrance exit thing isn't exactly the smartest idea. Maybe we'll flip it back. I don't know, maybe even not, just not even have that at all. These are going to be like those sliding retail doors, though, so. Maybe a register. Could be here. Although that's not to scale. Like a register would be like this long. maybe we would have the little box here. I don't know. I think we could make it work. Although you would want the cashier to be able to see this ideally. And I think originally I was going to have it be like a flashy corner store. I don't know. I might need to I think I'm thinking of the old draft too much, and I'm not necessarily trapped down to that since I'm redoing everything. Because I'm trying to think what would be a smart way to do this. I don't know if it's at the corner, maybe it would. Yeah, you know what? It's a corner, so we'll make this like this. And then we'll make that an exit. So there could be like 3 registers here. Then obviously we'll have a line of product here. We'll have stuff along the back wall. Maybe we'll No, I'm not going to put a front office. Oh, did I lock everything? Yeah, I did. Eventually, I do want to add a like a hot food kind of area. There's a character that I want to introduce that would be the like sushi chef or like the cook. but we need to have like a back, like, storage area. So I'm thinking like that could be like here. Man, this fucking computer is pissing me off so much. Duh, I'm stupid. I don't know if the top monitor's plugged in because I'm retarded. Look at me, I'm Windows. Don't you want me to take screenshots of everything you do and send it to Microsoft? See, this probably would have been a lot smarter to do in SketchUp. But what you have to understand is I don't fucking know how to use that software. So we'll say, like, this is the size of a person here. We'll go ahead and build this out some. About so So, like, person pushing a cart would be able to go this way. ahead and have like maybe we'll have like a big, like, couple floor stack kind of things here. The store I worked at, the cooler was just kind of like a thing back here. The fridge. Although I think maybe having this whole thing be frozen fridge. And then this part could be Honestly, this is kind of huge for a fridge. But this storage area is kind of small too, even. Like, storage areas can be, like, really big. Maybe I'll make this smaller. And then maybe instead of this being like this, I'll make these two doors like kind of align with each other, because that would probably be smarter for storage opportunity. So we have all this for storage. Well, that still doesn't really seem like a lot. That's really not a lot. My example doesn't really have a lot of good info. Hmm. Yeah, maybe if we make this bigger, this can be the kitchen area. And then the fridge can just be along this wall here and have multiple access points. Seems a lot more reasonable for a store. Although I'll have to make my artboard a little bigger. Let's see, do they have 2D? Man, I wish I knew how to use SketchUp. wonder what this market actually sells. At their food thing. It's a lot of sushi. It's all sushi. Bunch of different rolls and stuff like that. They do have some rice bowls. Salmon oyako bowl. Ooh. Soup side. Shut up. I don't want to sign up for a new one. Kake udon. Interesting. So it's mostly sushi. Okay, so I can't find any better pictures of, like, the, but we'll just, so we'll do a bunch of stools here. You fucker. And then we'll do a couple. We'll do like a table here. So there could be like a small kitchen grill station, and then we'll although the question now is, It would actually make more sense to have these actually be reversed then again. So you can see the whole store, generally. You can observe the whole store. And then this is close enough to where if someone was really causing a ruckus, you would know. It's very odd. But I imagine they'll put, like, heavy stuff here. So I imagine this would be more freezer stuff. Oh, here's a nice picture of the restaurant, although you can't really see the restaurant. It's blocked by the people that work there. Unfortunately, I mean, which it should be. That's what should be the focus of the picture. But for our case, what we're trying to do here, it's not great, but that's what it should be. Yeah, that would make more sense, because if she's making shit, then they would just fill that. I wish there was one of those, like, 3D walkthroughs. You see it a lot of, places and stuff. You definitely want, like, snacks. / cookies to be at, like, the front. Noodles / dry goods. And then this whole section here can be, like, everyday goods. Like your importy type import stuff. Although I'm thinking of getting rid of the this. rice gets its own huge ass fucking aisle. God, that kake udon looks so good. They even got it with fucking tempura shrimp in it that looks so fucking good. Oh, it looks so good. I'll have to see what my friend wants to do tomorrow. I need to go to my local ramen place. I found out, unfortunately, that it's closing. It's not closing. It's they're trying to sell it, which could either mean that it continues to be good, or it completely dies out because the new owner can't keep up. But the place I was going was an institution, man. Like, trying to think. I know they sell more than just this stuff. Actually, then that should stay open. It's probably like a fire hazard. And then also the other thing too is that you can have stuff in front of registers as well. So there's like a, there's probably like an impulse section to get people to spend. What else would be in here? I'm live. It's been rather quiet in chat. Man, I don't know what the hell happened that I felt like I was gonna throw up earlier. Like, holy shit. But oh, that's why. Sorry, there's just fixing some stuff on my end. Let's go ahead and save this. See, what else does the company floor plan have? Batteries. I think we really need there's household. There's HBC. I guess we can stock a little bit of HBC as a treat. We'll change that to household goods. HBC, health and body care. Let's go. The one I went to didn't really have a ton of that though. It did have a little bit, but not a lot. And then I'm kind of kicking around whether or not I want to have like a section for like toys and stuff. Not too much though. I don't know. Well, if that's the entrance, then we probably need to, switch a lot of this. Maybe, but we're kind of locked in with, I forgot this is on the fucking thing. Oh no, fucking Jesus Christ. Already ruined it. Fuck. No, let's go back. That was already pretty fine. Although the problem with that is it gets in the just kind of throws off our whole plan, unfortunately. Because I like the idea of being having multiple doors to Frozen. For loading. I really do want to move this over here. I think there's some kind of... I don't know if there's like a rule where those have to be like... You know, I actually don't think so. I don't know what the code is. I'm not like a building fucking engineer. And I'm not about to get a fucking building engineer in here for well, that would be nice. I wouldn't say no to the help. But I don't know what code is. So like cuz you got to think about like and then this could all be windows on this thing. To this section is kind of lacking a little bit. But I think this is looking, the other thing we need to consider too is like an office. Usually those offices are really small. So we'll go ahead and add a... this. Shut up, other computer. God. Yeah, that's right. We should have an employee restroom. Rather quiet tonight. I already commented on that. Well, this is looking pretty solid, I'd say. Maybe we can't. I'd have to go back there and just kind of write down some of the stuff that I see. I need to go back there anyways. For a couple reasons. But here's the main reason I did this. was so now that we have this nice map, we can actually plot out how the story will go and have like a reference for 3D space of how it would look. So the story, I'm gonna keep the flow of the story mostly the same. And this is not to scale at all. So we'll go ahead and make this, this is like the curb. That'll go this way. And this is the end unit in the strip mall. It's not really a Schulten guy. And then like another store would be here, so we'll go ahead and make that black or whatever for now. Make this artboard bigger. Whatever, but essentially this would be the parking lot. We can actually do something about that. So if this is a car, this is the size of a car. Smarter about this. What the spacing, like, I'm sure this is written down somewhere, like there's like some laws about like how far parking spaces have to be like apart from each other and stuff like that. I'm sure there's like some real important shit about that, but basically main character's sitting in his car. You know what? I probably will have to expand the general area. God, this would be so much easier to do in 3D. If only I knew how to do 3D. I could also just Google Street View rip off shit, but I'm not going to do that. kind of also want to figure out... Those aren't evenly spaced at all. What I want to figure out is what the fuck's going on, like, back here. I'd say we'd have a wall back here with probably with trees. Truck could probably have to get back, be able to get back there for like dumpster service and stuff. I'm probably way overdoing this. I think that's like the perfect spot to be. And then I'm assuming residential would be back here. It's one of those like corner strip mall sort of things where they'll have houses and stuff. Maybe I could even make that like where Reiko lives, because her whole thing is that she's gonna be living in the house, not a house, but like an owned like condo sort of unit of the owner of the Konkonbini. But basically, okay, so we're kind of overthinking it at this point. But what's gonna happen here is main character is gonna be... We're gonna treat this like a play-by-play. Main character is gonna be sitting in his car. Then eventually he's going to come out this way. The two of them are gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna get rid of these for now. We'll keep the kitchen one. The two of them are going to have a conversation here. Wrong layer. And then eventually... he's going to be here. At the register. And then from there, the monologue will happen. Let's see. Let's actually start one. Two. Three. Should probably make each position a different layer. And then 4 is gonna... is going to be here. Yeah, this is getting real messy. Let's consider doing positions. Okay. Command X, Command F. Pulse 1. And then we'll make her orange. him, we'll make him gray. So position 1, they're at the front. Position 2, she's building the display here. Maybe she should be building it here. Or maybe it would be. Maybe it would be over here with snacks and cookies. So she's building her display here. Okay. And then position 3 actually might make more sense here. With, oh, we're out of music. Fuck. Whatever, here we go. And actually, that would be good. Because then he can tackle her out of the way. So how about instead we put him on the middle till? Position 3. And then she can be Well, maybe I'd want him to come up more like this. He's like, hey, give it back. You know, like... And then from there, she'll smack the thing and it'll start to fall apart. Or no, maybe he'll come over the... He'll come over the thing. And then from there, she can hit it. And then that's when... And that can be position 5. After... And then it could be... Okay, well, I think I have a lot better idea of how I want to handle that now. That kind of helps with some of the physicality of the whole thing. I think. But I do think I'm gonna call it. So we've been going for a solid 2 hours. I think that's some good work. I think we did okay. And this will be a huge help for when if I I want to do more chapters, obviously. So this will be great for that. This really helps getting an idea in there. But anyway, there's one more thing I do have to say before I go, and it's actually really important. I'm making a map. A map? What that looks like? A close-up of my eyes? That's exactly right, Peach. A map of your eyes, because I often find myself getting lost in them.